Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we're continuing to unravel the mysteries of Nessus with our new best pal failsafe. With so much going on in the past few weeks, we're taking a bit of a breather this week, but we have some amazing art to share and update from our raid and dungeon and system design teams. List of topics for this week include Art Station, the Final Shape Art Blast, raid and dungeon updates. Probably going to talk about the Master Raid. Grandmaster Nightfall's returns next week. Player support report, movie and art of the week. Let's start with the arts of the Final Shape. The epic environments, fearsome looking dread, and elegant beauty of the Prismatic subclass all have one thing in common. They came from the minds of the incredibly talented artists here at Bungie. And now we want to share a look inside the art that helped bring the Final Shape to life. Head over on to Art Station to check out the art of the Final Shape in all its stunning glory. Oh, dude, look at that. Dude, why haven't I come over here? Oh my God. Look at these. So is this like from the design, like straight from the designers themselves? These are like wallpaper worthy. That's cool as fuck. Oh, so are some of these like the original concept art pieces? Oh, it says right here, senior concept art. Okay, concept artist. You know, that. Oh my God, what am I looking at? What is? I see the hands. I want this in my house. I don't want just the picture here. I want the whole thing in my house, dude. That's wild. Oh, there's so much artwork. Oh, the weapons themselves, amazing, dude. I don't know why I've never come over here. Oh, I love that right there, man. Okay, that's dope. All right, let's get back to the TWAB, guys. I know we got derailed right there. Check out our station, though. That link. We'll even link it in the YouTube video. Now, raid and dungeon update. We have a few raid and dungeon details to share, including some upcoming dates and details on a change we're planning in the near term. Let's jump in. The Final Shape brought a few changes to the raid and dungeon experience. First, the difficulty tiers and power level caps were reworked, altering the difficulty for many power-enabled activities. At the same time, surges were added to raids, offering a damage boost for certain damage types on a weekly rotation. We've seen a lot of discussion and different numbers provided for how this impacts the raid and dungeon experience. So we wanted to first give a quick clarification on the net change for incoming and outgoing damage in raids and dungeons in the Final Shape. All right, so percentage change in the Final Shape. Damage source, power cap, raids, dungeons. Here we go. Outgoing -5. Everything's -5. Incoming +15. Outgoing -33%. Outgoing surge. Wait, what? Income. These numbers. I need what? What am I looking at? These are numbers specifically for regular combatants, dregs, acolytes, etc. More difficult combatants may scale a bit differently. Raids and dungeons had different settings previously. However, being very similar to each other, they were changed to use the same setting in the Final Shape to be more consistent. While the outgoing damage is capped at -5, in the power-enabled match-made difficulties, standard and advanced, players will continue to increase defensive effectiveness beyond the target power. The target power display focuses on offensive output for UI and UX reasons. This means that players will continue to reduce incoming damage up to +15 in standard and +10 in advanced. In our chart above, you can see that players only take slightly more damage in raids at +15, while they take less damage in dungeons than before the Final Shape. With that context in mind, we have been listening to the feedback around how surges have been impacting player build choice, and we're going to make a change. Upcoming changes. We've decided to remove surges from raids and dungeons in next week's update, as well as to adjust tuning so that you'll perform as if you had them across the board. This means the damage bonus will now be applied to all subclass damage types, including kinetic by default. This change will make outgoing damage in dungeons higher and reduce the difference in raids compared to before the Final Shape. It does so while removing barriers to build crafting. We'll continue to monitor feedback and see how this update plays out for everyone. Okay, so look, I know some people are going to be a little upset about losing surges. My biggest complaint, especially as someone who loves Microcosm, is that you had kinetic weapons which would never be able to take advantage of those surges. You see what I mean? Plus, on the damage testing front, which we would just do the math, but it obviously caused some complications for things, right? When you're just in there comparing damage here. But I like this for my kinetic weapons especially. Hold on, let me just look back up here. If we're looking at this right, okay, so power cap -5, -33%, +2. So this outgoing plus surge, -15%, +28%. Okay, I got you now. Incoming zone -5 plus 32% for raids and dungeons 17%. I see. All right. Well, regardless, surges are going away. Now, I'm not sure if this is a permanent change or if this is just something they're trying out. They said right here, we've decided to remove surges from raids and dungeons in next week's update. Okay, that makes me think that's probably going to be a permanent change and not something they're just trying out there. But can we get a poll in the stream right now, like how you guys feel about that? Would you rather have surges or no surges? No surges so I can use what I want. I mean, look, I will say something that was cool about surges. Like, for instance, this week we had Stasis Surge, and I found myself actually reaching into my vault looking for a Reed's Regret. I have not used Reed's Regret in maybe 2 years. That's how long it's been. So that's like one good thing that surges bring is like you reach in there to see, you know, what weapon types you may have to match. But I also feel like that it really messes up, you know, when some raids are already difficult as is, you know. So if you have like preset builds and maybe you're not like, maybe you don't have the strongest raid team, they didn't have to make those adjustments because you're losing out on 25% damage. Really sucks. So 89% here says they do not want surges. Yeah, let's continue. Salvation's Edge Master Difficulty. Master Difficulty for Salvation's Edge will be available starting on June the 25th. Oh my God, we're doing GMs and Master Difficulty. If you're looking for a little additional challenge, grab your fire team and show what you're made of, Guardians. Let me say this. So you're going to get adept weapons from Master Salvation's Edge. You can also, if you complete it, I think there's a certain amount of triumphs that you complete, you can get double traits. I'm pretty sure you can get double traits in the 3rd and the 4th column. And yes, you can enhance them. So think of this almost as like shiny drops in a way, right? Does anybody know off the top of their head what triumphs are required to get those double traits in 3rd and 4th? Oh, it's if you get all the red borders. Okay, so if you complete... Oh my God, dude. My RNG is so bad. We did an entire run last night and got 1 red border. Yeah, so if you complete all the patterns, then your adept drops will have double traits. Now, Grandmaster Nightfall. Grandmaster difficulty for Nightfall is returning on June the 25th with the Glassway as the featured Nightfall. Wow, what a classic. If you're looking for a Grandmaster challenge today, Grandmaster Excision is now available. Now, let me say this too, guys. We're going to be kicking off our build battles with GMs. GMs is a great place to actually, you know, showcase a build and really give it that stress test. We'll probably be doing some things with LFG and Fireteam Finder, so come join us. Now, player support report, Khvostov issues. We are currently investigating issues around the acquisition of the Khvostov exotic auto rifle. Players should keep the following information in mind when working to acquire this weapon. So modes of light. Players should ensure they have collected and placed all visions of the Traveler in addition to defeating all over their bosses in each area. We additionally recommend that players who only need to defeat the taken servitor boss in the blooming attempt to kill it a couple of times, including returning to orbit between runs. We are aware of an issue where the triumphs that track which overthrow bosses have been killed are not functioning correctly. Oh yeah. Players should not be using those triumphs as confirmation that they have successfully defeated all unique overthrow bosses. Look, we talked about this. We had an exotic quest guide on this. You almost just have to just kill them all. I mean, kill them all over and over, you know, if you're on like a knockout system there. And because the Triumph is not tracking it correctly. I wish it was, but yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, but the problem is it's tracking down what you may have left, which boss you may have left. If you don't have a means of tracking it, you almost just have to sit there and go through a knockout system and kill everything over and over again. Now, encryption bits. Players should ensure that they have collected all region chests in the Pale Heart, in addition to searching all of the rubble piles and assist activities. We're aware of a separate issue where the triumphs for opening the region chest and searching the rubble piles can be unintentionally completed before meeting the intended requirements. Players are advised to rerun all of the assist activities and make sure every rubble pile has been searched. Once all of the intended chests and rubble piles have been interacted with, players should be rewarded with the lost encryption code, regardless of how many bits have appeared in their inventory. Now, acquiring Prismatic on alternate characters. The Prismatic Destined Heroes lost in the light and found in the Dark Quest can only be completed once per account. Players who purchase the Final Shape campaign skip boost or who are attempting to acquire Prismatic on an alternate character will instead need to play the 6 adventures available in the Lost City to unlock their Prismatic abilities. You'll see those adventures, guys. If you see them though, they're literally sitting there right next to like where your ghost is and where you interact to go get your bounties and such. But go there, you'll see the adventures. You do those adventures. Even if you bought the campaign skip, I think they take you like, what, 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes to do all those adventures, and you'll have your unlocked for Prismatic. Now, this is separate from the fragments. Remember, you still have to go out and find those fragments, but those, of course, translate to your other characters. Now, known issues. The mode of light drops from Khvostovs taken by the witness may be flung from the boss on defeat, resulting in it not appearing directly where they fall. The golden tricorn perk is incorrectly tied to player's super damage type instead of the grenade or melee. Interesting. I was having issues with getting Golden Tricorn to proc on Prismatic, but that explains it. The Winter's Golem doesn't auto-shatter enemies frozen with Penumbral Blast when using Prismatic subclass. Completing the Nightfall campaign on Legendary difficulty does not award a choice of an exotic item. Two-Tailed Fox does not benefit from Elemental Weapon Search armor mods, and players are unable to claim Trials of Osiris rank 10 reputation rewards. All right? As a final note here from Bungie, that's all we have for this week. Hopefully you're settling into the final shape and echoes, getting some nice exotic class items and ergo some rolls, testing some crazy prismatic builds, and earning patterns for the new weapons. And having tons of fun, of course. Let's keep doing that, the Destiny 2 community team. Nothing has been said, by the way, about the duping of exotic class items. Let's just assume right now Bungie's letting it fly, dude. I'm convinced at this point they're letting it fly. They're saying, hey, we made a bold mission design choice. Everybody is pretty upset, or there was a lot of people pretty upset, solo players especially. Let's just let them keep duping. Difficult content is coming next week, guys. And, you know, Echo stuff, you still got that going on this week. And I'm actually enjoying Echoes. I kind of wish it was a little more sped up and a little meatier on the narrative side. But, you know, normally when it comes to stuff like that, the episode or the season that launches with the annual expansion, it's not the strongest. Now, this is going to be a much longer season than what we're used to. Not necessarily compared to Season of the Wish, but with the cadence of what we've been used to over the past few years. And I'm curious to see if there's going to be a ramp up in the narrative as the episode goes on. So we'll see how that plays out. But so far, I'm enjoying the lore stuff.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.